My guest today is Yannis Psarras. He is the CEO and founder of a company called Mooseend. He's been in the banking technology in the past, including Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and also was marketing technology, obviously now in the present. He's a Londoner at heart, using technology to cook beautiful dishes. Yannis, are you ready to take us to the top?
Hi Nathan. How are you doing? Yes, sure.
Okay, good. So tell us more about the company. What do you do and how do you make money?
Right. So we're an email marketing and marketing automations platform. Obviously, our clients use a platform to set up their email newsletters, to design them, to set them up, to send them to their audience. They can segment to their audience lists, or obviously just do a normal email blast, or they can do automations. And the cost of our platform starts from free all the way up to, depending on how many subscribers you have, to as far as can go, basically.
And so why would somebody use you over Mailchimp? I mean, this is a very fragmented space.
It is very fragmented. We have many clients that came over to us from Mailchimp. We've actually created a technology that migrates a whole account from Mailchimp to...
Okay, but why are they switching?
Using us. Yeah, sure. So the reason, a few reasons. As you said, it's a very fragmented space, and in a fragmented space, one of the main reasons is pricing. So we're a cheaper alternative to Mailchimp. We have all the features at a cheaper price. Second reason is we have an awesome customer support team. While products like Mailchimp, you may have to wait 2-3 days on a ticket or on a queue to get your answer. And to be honest with you, marketing tools these days are quite advanced. I mean, to set up a marketing automation is quite advanced. I strongly believe, although this is opinion, I'm biased on that, but I strongly believe we have better marketing automations. We have the best marketing automations that you can find on email marketing tools. There are products out there.
What are? I mean, the numbers don't lie. So let's just jump into some of the numbers. What is the average customer pay you per month?
So the average customer would pay us $200.
Okay,
that makes sense.
$200 per month. Now, that's not cheaper than Mailchimp. I mean, there are many Mailchimp plans way cheaper than that.
Sure, but you've asked about the average customer. So the average revenue per user per month is $200. We'll have people that they send 5,000 emails for $10.
Okay.
I mean, if you compare the pricing between the two products, there is no question about. I mean, we're 40% on average. Every plan that we have is 40% cheaper than Mailchimp. And actually, just to add to that, we don't have restrictions about the number of campaigns you can send. So you can send 1 or 1,000 campaigns a month, and we don't basically restrict you on the number of campaigns you can send. Well, on Mailchimp,
how do you make sure then you have kind of long-term viability as a company? Because you could have people come in and abuse the system, drive your costs through the roof because they're sending unlimited sends, and just take advantage of your system. But
I mean, it could happen theoretically, but it's like a buffet meal. You pay $10 and you eat in a buffet. You can have people that they can go in and abuse the system, but overall, it works. It works quite well. And actually, it's abusing the system would mean that they would send unlimited campaigns to their customers. No one really wants to do that, because at the end of the day, they will get so many complaints.
Well, I'm talking about spammers.
Spammers would not use a product like ours. We would either find them before they send a campaign, or we would find them after they send a campaign. But we're in a space that we don't build products for spam.
Well, this sounds like a product perfectly built for spam. It's a flat fee for unlimited sends. That's a spammer's dream.
No. Hang on. So it's not really flat fee for unlimited. It's flat fee for the number of subscribers you have, right? Well, let's see how a spammer could abuse that. They could send, let's say, 10 campaigns a day to their customers. Well, if their numbers, if they get good open rates, good click-throughs, if their audience reads their emails and opens them and everything, they're not spammers. If they're not, then the systems that we have in place will detect those people and block their accounts. So, to be honest with you, many people say, email marketing, kind of spam technology. Well, it's not. We are 100% against spam in any way. My co-founder, actually, right now, as we speak, he's in San Francisco in the Messaging Anti-Abuse Working Group, which is a very big sort of forum on anti-spam.
Yannis, just to be clear, everyone would say that. No one's going to come out, an email marketing company's not going to come out and say, we love spam. No one's ever going to say that. The fact is, it still happens, right? People still use platforms. So I was just trying to understand more around your model. Let's move on to some other questions here. So what year did you launch the company in?
Sorry, you didn't get the question?
What year did you launch the company in?
What year? Okay, so it was 2012, 2013 when we got our first customer on the product.
Okay, and what have you scaled to today in terms of total customers?
So we are currently running at around 1,000 a bit active customers.
Okay, and just to be clear, those are paying active customers?
70% of them, yes. 30% would be on our freemium plan, which is up to 5K, yeah.
So 700 of the 1,000 are paying you on average $200 a month. You're doing about 140 grand a month right now in revenue.
Around that.
Okay. What do you mean around that? Like, is it way lower or way higher?
No, it's 135, that sort of thing. So yeah, around 140, as you said.
Okay. And now let's get into some of the economics here. So churn in this kind of business is obviously really difficult sometimes. Tell me about your churn.
Sure. Right. So the average churn in the industry, from what we've gathered in terms of our data, is 8%. We are below 8% churn on our product. We're about 6% churn.
Okay, so that's 6% logo churn per month?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how do you draw? I mean, that's still high, right? You churn 65, 72% of your customer base every year. How do you get that lower?
It's tricky. That's where, really good support, really good product comes into play. We keep, at the end of the day, what we do is we try to understand where the churn comes from. I think personally that support in this business is basically the way to beat churn. At the end of the day, the people are churning because either they don't understand the product, so we're missing something on customer support, or because they don't get what they need in terms of sort of open rates. So that's deliverability. We try to sort of battle churn through those. We do a lot of meetings with our clients to explain to them, what they can expect from email marketing, what sort of open rates their industry gets. We're recently haven't launched it yet, but it is announceable. We're launching a tool that when they type a subject line, it will predict the open rate they're going to get in their campaign. So we kind of give them some expectations in that respect. So that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. What about the other economics? What are you paying to acquire a customer? What's your CAC?
Right now, we don't spend $1 on ads. We don't spend money on ads.
What's your fully weighted CAC? So it includes the salaries of your marketing and salespeople.
Right. So, I guess we have the marketing team right now is 2 people. It's very low. That's what I was going to say. I mean, it's quite low.
Okay. What's the total team size? So 2 of them are marketing and sales. What's the rest of the team look like?
So 25 people are in total in the company. So we'll have 10, 12 people in product. We'll have around 4 people on sales, 2 people on marketing, and operations is the rest.
Okay. And what do you assume lifetime value is on these customers?
Lifetime value is interesting. We, on average, I would say about 18 months. To be honest with you, I don't have a recent figure on lifetime value. We do have a lot of people that have been with us for many years, 4 or 5 years since the very beginning, some of them, and we have people that they churn after 2-3 months. We think that the 2-3 month sort of limit is quite crucial. If people stay after 2-3 months, they generally stay for a long time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And those numbers ring out if you just do the math, right? 1 divided by 0.06, which is your churn, gives you average lifetime value in months of about 16.6. So that's close enough to the 18 number you said. And then even when you multiply that by your 200 ARPU number, that gives you about $3,000, a little more than $3,000 in lifetime value. So healthy economics. Now, what do you have to get a customer to do in the first 2 to 3 months to make them be sticky?
We need to get them to send a campaign, and we need to make sure that this campaign goes really well, as in they get their money back. They send a campaign in whatever they're trying to sell. Let's say they're trying to sell, I don't know, televisions. They sell enough televisions to make sense to buy a plant from us. Mm-hmm. That sort of thing. It's really down to the numbers their campaign gets. as you said, it's a very segmented market, and that means that it's quite competitive. So we need to. They're probably using some other tool right now, so they probably have an idea of what they can expect from email marketing. So we need to do better than that.
Mm-hmm. And what do you? I'm curious where most of your growth is coming from in terms of the list size of your customers. Are most of them importing lists from Mailchimp or other channels, or are they installing an opt-in form you give them on their website and they're just getting organic new opt-ins every day?
100% the first. I would say 95% the first.
Yeah.
People are, unfortunately, we obviously strongly prefer the second, because that means that we have control over where they got their list from. Unfortunately, in the first case, you don't have that control, but everyone has a list from some place. Some people have acquired it in obviously a legal way, and some people have acquired it in a bit more sort of shady way. At the end of the day, 95% of our customers import lists from some place, some tool.
Yep. Okay, good. And then as you've driven the growth of this thing over the past 4 or 5 years, have you bootstrapped or raised capital?
We haven't raised capital at all right now. We're 100% bootstrapped. We have external advisors that, we go to sometimes ask questions or, make sure that our strategy aligns with what we're trying to achieve. But we haven't got any external capital in the company still.
Okay, and what is growth rate?
It was. I just want to say it was a decision we wanted to take the early years, and I think it has paid off in that respect.
Yep. Now, what does growth rate look like as a bootstrapped company? You're doing 135 per month today. What were you doing 13, 12 months ago?
I would say I'm not going to take the last year into consideration, but every other year we essentially doubled every 18 months. Okay. We doubled every 9 months.
Okay. So if I go back, 10, 11, 12 months, you were doing what, 60 grand then? Now you're doing, 130, 140?
Yes, I would say. Well, to be honest, last year was a bit slower, but around that, I would say that, the numbers.
Why was it slower?
Correct. It was tricky, companies like us, we're still a small company. So just to make this clear, we're still a small company.
And where are you based, Yannis? Where's the team?
Right. So the company is a UK company, but the majority of our operations run from Greece.
Okay.
Right. So our office right now, where I am right now, is in Greece, in Athens, Greece. And it was slower. So last year was quite slow because we lost 1 or 2 of our biggest customers. They're still customer of us, but they really downsized their marketing department, and that obviously made.
By how much? Like you lost 5 grand a month in revenue, 10 grand a month in revenue, or more?
15 grand.
15 grand. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So we obviously caught up to this number, but it really sort of changed the growth rate for last year, to be honest with you.
Do any of your current customers today make up more than 10% of your monthly revenue?
No. We have 1 or 2, let's say, whales on our on our revenue sheet right now, but overall we don't we're quite segmented in that respect.
Good. All right, Yannis, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what is the last business book you read?
Last business book. All right. I love the books from the 37 Signal guys. Rework was the last one. I love that book.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Excuse me?
Is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
I really like the guy that runs Microsoft right now.
Satya Nadella.
Exactly. I love his story. I love his background.
Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have for building your business?
We use. I'm very much a product-oriented person. We use Pivotal Tracker very heavily, and I love that tool. Pivotal Tracker.
Pivotal Tracker. Okay. Number 4. How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
5 or 6, I guess.
Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
I'm married.
Any kiddos?
No kids.
All right. And how old are you, Yannis?
35.
35. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Not to start a business. It's too hard.
Not to start a business?
Yeah. Too hard.
What would you do instead?
I mean, you know what? It's very interesting. I'd say that to my 20-year-old, but I would still start. I mean, obviously, I would still start a business. When I was 5-year-old or 10-year-old, that's what I wanted to do. So at the end of the day, I would still start a business. But I wish I knew how hard it would be.
Yeah. There you guys have it. Yannis Psarras and his team of 20 plus people based out there in UK and Greece launched in 2013 to make email marketing easier. They're coming in and really just price undercutting Mailchimp, having some success. They have about 1,000 users, 700 of which are paying about $200 a month. So today, doing about 135, 140 grand in monthly recurring revenue. That's up from about 60 grand a month in revenue about 13 months ago or so. They're doing 6% logo churn per month, obviously focused on driving that down. Lifetime value of about 18 months or $3 grand in total lifetime value in dollars. Yannis, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Thanks, Nathan. Bye-bye.